the Liver King coming out and about the books that I've been reading and what the Coach Living Legend sent me to cheer me up a bit, which was really, really lovely of him. I love him. He's in Southampton. He's a powerlifting coach, strength coach, and a really, really decent, lovely guy from Trinidad. Really nice guy. We get on like a house on fire. I think I've known him for about 5 years, and we send each other books on a regular basis to get our matter going in the head. And he's dyslexic the same as me, but he's got a degree that he done. But a really lovely, lovely guy. So big thank you to the Coach Living Legend. I'll show you the books in a little while. And there's one book that I bought myself, which I'm going to be sending to the Living Legend in a couple of days. So let's talk about the Tyson Theory fight. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was brilliant at the beginning, the build-up, the two fighters showing how much friendship and love they had for each other. All this bullshit of swearing at each other and slagging off each other's mums and all that type of stuff, it doesn't really do it for me. But to see two mature fighters, proper fighters, you know, getting ready for the fight with really high respect for each other, I really enjoyed seeing that. And seeing the fight, it was a tough fight. Tyson Theory seemed to dominate the fight all the way through the rounds. The other guys seemed quite tired, but there's like, I think there's about 6 years age difference. So as you get older, if you don't keep your conditioning up, you're not going to be as ferocious as what you was when you're in your 20s or your mid-30s, because the testosterone seems to deplete a lot. But there's things that you can do in which to enhance it, like taking performance-enhancing stuff like the Liver King. So I enjoyed the fight last night, really watched it all the way through to the end. Looking forward to Tyson Fury's next fight, which will be next year, I think. And I think there's another big fight coming up soon. You can remind me down at the bottom. But when it comes to the Liver King, I'm a massive fan of his. I don't care that he's on anabolic steroids, that he's just come out about on somebody else's video, and the more plates, more dates guy outed him because he managed to get hold of an email that was sent to him or sent to somebody and was really outing him on YouTube. Now, if one of my clients sends me an email, emails are private. I would never share the content of an email from a prospective client or a friend or a family member with anybody. It's completely private. So this plates no dates guy, I don't really like him. He's obviously done a lot of gear himself. And what normally happens with people that take recreational drugs or take performance-enhancing drugs, you're not one of their friends unless you're doing what they're doing. Does that make sense? So they was all having a go at him, saying he needs to be honest and he needs to be open. But why? He's a multi-millionaire. He's trying to put out and sell these new supplements, which I don't know why he needs to sell these supplements when he's already a multi-millionaire. I would put my feet up on the beach and go travelling and just enjoy life than worry about social media. I wouldn't do it at all. You know what I mean? If you're millionaire status, it just doesn't, I just don't get why they do that. It's just pointless to me. So after seeing him do a video which this other guy's put on his YouTube channel where the Liver King's admitted to taking steroids, but he's under a medical doctor. Now this is the difference between the person that takes steroids in your local gym, which is 3%, 1 in 3 are taking steroids in the local gym, are not under the doctor. They're under the person they get it from in the toilets or in the car park. And the person that they're getting it from might have a bit of a physique, but they won't know the endocrinology of the hormonal system. And this is what really messes these people up, is that they think what they're getting is real when it's fake. And then they think that they know more than the doctor when they don't. They may have read 1 or 2 books and may have got 10 guys to jab up with the same drug and think, well, this is the key, this is what's going to do this and this is what's going to do that. Now, I don't agree with that. I agree with if you decide that you want to take any performance enhancing steroids, whether it's to enhance your natural levels to just a little bit of a peak, or say you've got really low levels like Dorian Yates, and you need to take them, otherwise you can't get it up, you can't function, then I can understand that. But always do it under a medical doctor. Don't do it under the gym buddy in the gym that's getting his steroids from the local dealer and they're all going to be fake. Don't take that risk on your health, in my opinion. My health is really, really important to me. I drink my body weight in ounces of water. I try to go to bed on a regular time, and I try and eat organic as much as I can. And I do like a bit of chocolate. I have a bit of junk occasionally because you've got to enjoy life and not be an anus, in my opinion. So when it comes to Liver King, yeah, it's probably wrong that he's lied, but why does he have to tell everybody that he's taking gear, whether he's on gear or whether he's not on gear? It's nobody else's business. It's private information. Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't come out that he was on gear until he won Mr. Olympia 7 times. Do you see my point? Mike Tyson didn't come out and say that he was on cocaine when he was going into his fights until he retired. Do you see my point? So it's just that now, unfortunately, anybody that's got a bit of muscle that looks better than Joe Average, oh, he's got to be on gear. Not, oh, he's been working out for 32 years, or he trains 4 days a week, he's religious with it, and he takes supplements, and, you know, he's gone down the natural route. For some reason now, everybody's tarred with the same brush. Oh, he's got abs, oh, he must be on drugs. Oh, he's got a vein in his bicep, oh, he must be on drugs. Oh, he's got a hairy back, oh, he must be on drugs. Now, the way I look at it, if I see a good physique on a man or a woman, say a good figure on a woman, good physique on a man, I'll comment and say how great they look. I couldn't give a shit what they're taking. It's entirely up to them. If they're lying to people, they're really lying to themselves, and they're doing it just for ego, and they might be a massive narcissist that doesn't care about anybody but themselves anyway. So for me, I don't really care. It's entirely up to them what they want to do. If they want to end up sick, dying in a hospital bed because they took fake growth hormone, then that's entirely up to them. But what I would say, that if you was going to go down that route of taking any performance-enhancing steroids, thoroughly research what you're going to do. Read every book you can on the subject. Go and find an endocrinologist that can look at your hormones to see whether you really need them or not. And make sure that you've exhausted every avenue. You know, let's say in the Charles Poliquin method, you can gain up to 30 pounds of muscle. I've done it, it works. We've taken the right supplements and the right type of training program. And this is what's really important. It's the training program, not the drugs, that will make you bigger, stronger. Now, the Liver King said he was training 14 hours a week. Now, that's just over the top. And Arnold used to say he used to train 5 hours a day. Now, that's because they've got the juice running around their body and they can do that. But if you're natural or a natty, you can't do that at all. An hour, that's it, done. Get out of the gym. If I see a client and they're overdoing it and they're training after seeing me, then that's just an addiction. That's overdoing it, doing too much. So it's all about keeping the balance right, and keeping the balance right. If you look at Paul Chek's physique, he still looks excellent at 62 years old. If you look at Frank Zane, he still looked good later on in life. Obviously, Dorian Yates is taking some testosterone again, but obviously taking it in much lower doses, in which to give him a little bit of a physique. And then you've got Joe Rogan, that's been taking gear as well. But if you look at pictures of him when he was in his mid-30s to now, there's not much difference. He still looks good, so he's not overdoing it. And this is what's important is, you know, obviously any drug is addictive, and that if you decide to do what the Liver King's doing, which in my opinion may be too much, but he's under a medical doctor, and the medical doctor knows what they're doing properly, he won't be doing too much. He'll just be doing just enough. Does that make sense? So let's go on about the books now. Now, the 3 books that I've been reading. The first one is a female weightlifters. Really good book. The guy worked with 28 schools, British guys, and been training Olympic women for 35 years, how to win in Olympic weightlifting and competitions. So really good, some good program design in there, some really good advice on stretching and just basic stuff in there as well. But I thought the book was really good, really well thought out and really well designed. So that's one book that I purchased myself. And then the Coach Living Legend got me Insane Training. And this guy is a tranny. So he's had the sex operation and he's a female now. But for him to be a female, look at the size of the guy. See that? So he put on some massive muscle, and the program design is good. Talking about different routines for gaining massive size and strength. But he went through prostate cancer. So he had his testicles, operated on and stuff. So he had a battle with prostate cancer, and insane workouts, insane challenges, and insane results. Really good book. Highly recommend it. And the next book is Old Strongman Training, which I need some of that because I'm 52 years old now, or 52 years in February. Don't forget. So really important to keep your knowledge up. So this is I think it's my 930th book that I'm reading, in which to keep my knowledge up to date. Because I always, work with people, or people always ask me questions. I don't not like knowing the answer. So by reading more books than anyone else, from a point of view of that many people don't even read 10 books a year, So if you can read a book a week or a book a month, that's 12 books a year. Or 52, is it 52 weeks in a year? So that'd be 52 books a year. So that's 104 books on your favourite subject that nobody else would have read. And there's always a golden nugget in a book, and that's what I look for in books, is golden nuggets. Remember, you don't have to read the whole of the book. You can just look in the index and see 6 subjects, if there's 20 subjects that you really want to know about. Read them, highlight it, that's that book done. Yeah, you don't have to read, the history and all this other stuff. And try not to get bogged down by science, which many people do these days, because a lot of it is bought and paid for, and to trick you into taking a supplement or a drug that probably won't have had enough research put into it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video about Tyson Theory, about the Liver King coming out as not a natty anymore and completely lying to everybody. But who cares? He's a multi-millionaire. He don't care, does he? Everybody knows his name. Everyone's been talking about him. But what is he going to do next to get everyone talking about him? The same as Conor McGregor's put on a bit of size. Now everyone's saying he's on gear. Again, I don't care. Just do whatever you want to do. If you want to cheat, you're the one that's got to live with yourself. If you're got to cheat to put on size and then you start getting ill because of that, you won't get no sympathy from me. But if you get ill and you're natural and you've tried everything naturally and you get sick, then you'll get some sympathy, So I hope you've enjoyed this video.